Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to On Loose Lines, back again for another week where we just talk harness racing, good stories and bad stories. And you can see there by the little graphic, I have a guest already on the show with me. Firstly, welcome, Marie Newberry.
Hi, Paul. How are you tonight?
Well, I'm good. I'm dry. I'm not sweating, which is good as well. So there's a lot of pluses for me. Unlike you guys over at Shepparton, they are racing at Shepparton tonight, which is terrific for the harness racing community. But I don't think you guys are in any position to be able to attend at the minute anyway.
Well, actually, we do have two in tonight.
Oh, do you? I didn't.
Yeah, we do.
Are they a chance? That is.
I don't know about a chance. It'll be interesting to see how they go. They did have 5 days standing in water, so.
What races are we in? I'm just quickly trying to have a quick look through.
One at 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, feeling energetic.
Energetic. I hope he is. And Bobsled Boy is in. Oh, I don't know which race it is. I know it's later in the night.
It's actually
about race 9.
I must have went past it. I'm just quickly having a quick look through. No.
It's somewhere there, 8, 9, something
John
like that.
changed it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it is race 9, number 2.
There you go.
Yeah, very good. Okay, I asked to get you on because, I mean, I like to have fun with this show. I like to talk and make it, a bit of fun, trying to catch up with as many people as we can. And thought I'd reach out to some of the people that contribute. I appreciate all the contribution you give to me for the show. So I do appreciate people chiming in and writing things, even if I turn around and say you're a New Zealander when you're a Queenslander and things along those lines. I do know.
Yeah, that's a bit rude.
I get a few things wrong, and I'm comfortable with that. That's okay. But you guys aren't experiencing, I suppose, the greatest joys in the world just at the minute with the floods that are happening at Shepparton, and unfortunately with some rain upstream again. It's probably another, average couple of days ahead, waiting for things to happen for you.
It is. We never expected this place to go under. It's on higher ground. We don't have any creeks or anything like that around it. And last Monday night, we got a Vic Emergency app message that told us that water was going to be close to the place on our side boundary. We went for a drive about half an hour later, and there was water already coming through our place and across our track. And the track is built up in probably the highest paddock on the property. And it was already, Tuesday morning, it was already going across the track.
It was.
Yeah.
So it happened that quick.
That was actually where the water. Yeah, that's where the water came in that quickly. That we already had. Some of the yards had water already lying in them, and then it's just got deeper and deeper until a couple of days ago when it finally started to recede. Yeah,
which is, and you were saying to me there, like, you were reasonably confident when all the water was happening that you guys were confident enough that you were, going to get wet like a few people, but that would be about the extent of it?
We stocked up on groceries a little bit, thinking that we might get cut off by road. Some of the roads around here are low, so we thought that was a possibility, but the idea of flood water being over our property never entered our heads. I'd been told by locals that have been here 50 years plus that they've never seen floodwater over our place. So my comments when everybody was saying, "Oh, be careful up there, Marie," or down there from my family up in Queensland, I said, "Look, if we go under, it'll be the second coming of the Ark." Well, guess what? I was looking for an Ark on eBay about a week ago.
Well, you actually, in all seriousness, you did actually put out a request for a boat, because that's how serious things did get for you.
It got serious really quickly. We had a broodmare that's due to foal. We had her in a paddock that we thought, no way known, that's going under. And we were over at the stables just keeping an eye on things. And John could hear splashing. And he thought, it's only that mare out there. Got the big spotlight out and had a look, and here she is. She's knee hop deep in water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I had to put out we couldn't get down to her because it was already probably over chest deep for Matthew.
Yep.
And I had to put out a call to anybody on the flood pages locally to see if they had a boat that we could actually get down and try and get her out.
Yeah. I saw
So that was probably about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. We finally got her out.
which would be scary in itself, walking through floodwaters when it's
Very.
dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And with a mare that was, she was actually due. She's overdue now. Hopefully she'll foal in the next couple of days. But she's actually been taken.
I was going to say she's in good hands because she's Blanche Pool's looking after her for you.
She is, yeah. No, we took her around there yesterday afternoon. We still had to wade her through water that was up over her belly.
Yep.
To get her out. It was the only way we could do it was to get her through to Boundary Road and out onto the truck there, because we'd towed the truck through the floodwater the other day when it had receded enough that we thought it'd be safe to not get the electrics or anything like that underwater on it. And
yeah, which is
so we've had the truck's been out and just parked up the side road all the time, and that's how we got our racehorse team out as well and got them around to Duffy's, and can't thank them enough.
So that's Steve Duffy at Concord Farm?
That is, yep.
Yep. And then also Blanche Pool, of course, who's following the mare down for you. So
exactly, yeah. And then HRV too, because they've put their hand in their pocket and had feed available for anybody that's, been affected by the floods. And yeah, so we've been able to go and get some feed and take it around there because we couldn't get any feed out from here.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So you're able to get it that way, get it across, which is great for HRV. It's amazing what you can find.
Fabulous.
I'm sure you've probably had a lot of people reach out and ask if you need a hand.
Yes.
And a lot of them probably is a bit of a token, and I don't mean it in a nasty way. It's because they can't physically do anything else themselves.
Well, that's right. We did have a few people like Stace Towers and people like that who actually offered to come around. And actually that's how we got on with Julie Duffy. Actually contacted me as well and said, do you want us to come out with the 4-horse trailer and take as many horses as we can off the place?
Yep.
So, there was a lot of hands-on Kima Franning, all that, people like that. They contacted and said, we can get out there and get horses off.
Yep.
But we are lucky that the back of the property, there's no water at all.
Yep.
So we've got about 3 paddocks that are dry, but because we've got 40 horses on the place.
I've got some pictures up here. I've got the one up with the railing there, which is that your track out the back there as well? Is that what I'm seeing or not?
No, the track, there should be one that you might be able to see the old hay barn that's lost its roof.
Yep, that's the one I've got on. Yep.
Oh, right, okay. So, yeah, that's looking from the back of the stables but sort of turning right and looking up towards the track.
Wow.
The track is up the far end of that water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this other one, I mean, it hits home. You can see you got your hay bales in the front and that, and people could probably look at that and they'd say, well, they're dry and all the rest. Have a look at the stallion box or the paddock box out in the back. You can see about 2 foot left of that. Like it's that high, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. John actually brought those bales of hay up at about 2 o'clock on Tuesday morning, I think it was.
Yep, smart move.
Yeah, they were down in the old hay shed on the way to the track. So he brought them up and put them in there so that at least they'd stay dry and we'd have something to feed the mares when we can finally get to them.
Yeah. Which so how is it looking, Marie? Like now, people have been asking me. I've been fortunate enough not to be in Victoria, but it has backed off. Although today's been an unpleasant day, and last night's been an unpleasant day for a few people. How does it look for you at the minute?
The water is still receding. Like we did have water up our driveway to the house, but that's actually gone now, and we've actually got a dry section of road out in front of the house.
Yep.
Probably about maybe 40, 50 metres of it.
Yeah.
The road itself is still probably, I don't know, it's above my knee height. Well, I mean, I'm not overly tall, I know. It's probably up, mid thighs to me. So, a friend of ours actually just brought his 4-wheel drive through and dropped some meat off, which was really kind of him. But he's got a Land Cruiser with a snorkel on it. So he's right to get through,
Yep.
Up to the top of the bonnet. But he said, no, it's still pretty high.
Yeah. Marie, I have a lot of people watch this show, and there'll be, I'm sure, is there anything that you do need, like that perhaps people haven't thought, like, is there something that anyone could help you with that you're having trouble getting assistance for?
I don't think so at the moment. I think as I said, we can get out. So we're okay for food and that sort of thing. And the horses, we've got them around. The race horses are around at Duffy's, and yeah, I think all up, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Right. I appreciate that, everybody has been asking if there's anything they can do, but I think we're at a stage at the moment now, we've just got to wait until the water goes down, unless you've got a really big pump with a long hose. You can get the water a long way away from us. There's not much can be done.
It was one of the comments I said to you when I rang you about just coming on for a quick chat. It must have been painful to just that slow. Well, I suppose in a way you weren't expecting it because it just happened overnight. You thought you'd be safe, but now this slow wait for things to dissipate.
That is the worst thing, really.
Yeah.
We have no idea how long it's going to be until we can get to our track, because the property does have a couple of low spots, and that's where the water's come across the road, and where it's flooded is actually where our dam is. Well, now it's just a lake. It goes across the road, across the dam, through about 3 or 4 paddocks, down towards the back of the place. But there's nowhere else for it to go.
No,
there's no channels through to take it away or anything like that.
No.
So we could be a month or more before we can actually get to our track.
Yeah, and then it's a matter of what the state the track's in afterwards as well.
Yeah, the water has done a little bit of damage, but not a lot at this stage that we know of. Like, yes, we've lost top off it, but I don't think it's done a lot of structural damage to it.
Yep.
Well, we're hoping.
You're hoping. Marie, thank you. I know one thing you could ask for. You could ask for 2 winners tonight. That'd make life a lot better.
That would be wonderful. Or Powerball tomorrow night.
Is it 16 million still?
It's 160 million. I will share it with anyone. I don't mind sharing.
Be careful.
I will share it with 160 people. I don't care.
Yes, you do. You keep it all to yourself.
No, look, $1 million would be wonderful. So
all the guys in Queensland went and bought tickets last week, so no one in Chinchilla won it. So that much I can guarantee. So it's still going. So
yeah, it's 160 million tomorrow night. I keep getting all these little messages, from Tats Lotto. Have you got your ticket? Whatever. I'm just wondering whether or not. No, I don't think our luck's really there to win that.
Marie,
so no, 2 winners might be it.
Yeah, well, 2 winners will be okay though.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for joining me. Good luck. And if there is anything you need, by all means, sing out to me. If it's something that you think I might be able to find someone that might have it, we can do that as well. But please stay safe. But good luck.
Thank you.
And we will say a huge shout out to the Duffys and Dean and Blanche, who do a terrific job, and they quite often get on the show. I've got 2 of my regulars on, Joe Pace and Timmy White. They're both saying good evening. So and I'm sure it's the same a little bit. One's a key.
Dean and Blanche are absolutely inundated with horses at the moment. They have got mares everywhere because of the floods.
Yeah, I'm going to do.
So they're just doing a fabulous job.
I'm going to catch up with Yo in a minute about some stuff with Nutriem, but Em found like one of those photos that Blanche done. Em's put that up with a Nutriem. She's got all these horses going everywhere, and she still has time to take this sensationally arty photo. It was just beautiful to see this photo. So she's done an enormous job, Blanche has, that's for sure. So Marie, I'll let you go, but please stay safe, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you for joining us, and good luck, please. I suppose that's the best thing is to stay safe, and good luck, and people are definitely thinking about everyone. So
No, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marie.
No worries. See you later. Bye.
This is Marie Newberry joining me, and as I said, a little bit of a somber way to start the show. I just wanted to catch up with Marie, I suppose, and Timmy White there, he's from New Zealand, and Joey Pace is from Melton, and I've got no doubt it's wet at Melton. I think Melton had a massive deluge, and we'll get onto that in a minute for tomorrow, for later on in the show. But they had a massive deluge and nearly lost the trotting track. They had races there today, and I think they were pretty lucky to have the meeting go ahead, but. Yeah, it's saying when, they're saying 50, 60-year-old people have been there for 50 and 60 years and never seen water come up as high as what it is. So very, very scary. Going to get M. Yo on the phone. So M may be watching. The problem is a delay. So hello, M.
Hello, how you going?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, I did one.
I'm doing very well compared to everyone down in Victoria. We're thinking of you down there. It's awful.
It is awful. It does hit home a little bit. I will say, being in Chinchilla the other day, and it's amazing. People were asking if up there about how bad it was. It does hit home. You watch Queensland. I know parts of New South Wales that affect you with your family at the minute. Everyone's copping it. It's just shocking weather, isn't it?
Yeah, my parents are at Malls Creek just near Narrabri, so they're stuck at the moment, but they're a bit like me, they're stuck with two creeks. But we're very lucky compared to out west and up north and down south, so it's all around.
The difference is a little bit, and not being just like New South Wales, probably expect it from time to time if you like. You always get those, but here in Victoria, because we are a lot flatter. When we get rain like what we had leading into it, and it's just so slow moving, it's just painful to sit there and wait for it, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of our consigners are around that Shepparton, Echuca and Bendigo area, as you know. And, so it's a massive time of year for them in any case, let alone with the amount of water that's coming through there.
No, we have indeed. Brad Steele is on, and he's loving the hat. He can see the creek hat over my left shoulder. I've got to keep trying to move these hats around. Everyone likes to be able to pick their hat out. And there is actually an old Nutri. Oh, yeah, it's there actually, just above your head. The blue and white one made its way up there. I don't wear it anymore. I have to stick to the green and black. Nutrient update. Well, we got Brad on there as well with Queensland and that. Where are we at? The online catalogue and that, Ems?
Yeah, very excited that tomorrow the catalogues will be online for the Sydney, Melbourne and Sunshine Stars yearling sales. So we've got 236 yearlings at Sydney on the 4th and the 5th of, the parade will be on the 4th of March, sale on the Sunday the 5th.
Yep.
And then Sunshine Stars, there's 136. I've just come outside because stuff was going on inside, so I don't have my computer in front of me. So let's see how my memory goes. Parade on the Saturday, the 11th, and then on the 12th is the sale, pretty sure.
Yep.
And then on we'll have Bathurst, which nominations are still open for Bathurst. They'll close end of November, 23rd November. That's on the 19th of March. And then we'll go on to Melbourne, where there is, we go up to 303.
303.
They'll finish at 677.
Yep.
So I think I've got those numbers right, but that will be, pretty big month of March for Nitri and Equine and early April.
Is Melbourne one day of sales, one day parade, one day of sales?
No, so Melbourne will be two. So we've got the parade on Saturday and then the on Sunday and Monday will be the sale. So, parade Saturday, Sunday, Monday the sale.
Sunday, Monday will be the sales. So, yep, all right, that's pretty important news. Where Sydney is one day, Brisbane is one day. Both got sales beforehand. And then also Bathurst, which will be one day, and that will be after the race meeting. So there's a race meeting on the Friday, and then the sale will be on the Sunday afterwards. Am I right there, Em?
Yeah.
Yep, that's all good as well. Clinton McSwain never misses an opportunity. Clinton had a winner last night. Actually, I should have probably done an interview with Clinton. I took the camera into Bendigo and done a few interviews. Didn't catch up with him, but he has some vacancies to take for horses to be prepared for Melbourne. Smart marketing, Clinton. Well done to you. And so if anyone wants to, best way to get in touch with you, Clinton, too, you can type that one back in your next comment. But we encourage that, don't we? And we want people to think outside the square as their marketing and getting the message out there.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, we've got the printed catalogue is getting organised at the moment. So online, obviously, we'll have the pedigrees from Alan Parker. They'll be updated weekly.
Yep.
We'll go to print just after the Breeders' Crown. So we've got those updates in the actual catalogue.
Yep.
And up until the 1st of November, I've got advertising available in the catalogue. So if you would like to advertise in the catalogue, get in touch with me. The email is standardbred@nutrien.com.au, or my phone number is on the website. Give me a call and I can book your ad in to be in the actual catalogue. It's going to be pretty thick this year, Paul. We're working out some creative ways on how to not make it, yellow pages, but it's definitely going to be a thick one, which is really exciting.
Now, Clinton has put his phone number up there, pages and Facebook or Twitter pages as well to get in touch with him. So that's very smart. So his phone number's on there, which is 0428 529 731. I don't have that. So that was your email address for that. I don't actually have that. So can you just repeat that one again? Sorry, I better get that. So I'll put that up next time that if people want to get in touch with you, but go again.
Yeah, so it's on the website, but it's standardbred@nutrien.com.au.
Rightio. That's it. That's your email address, the best one. So standardbred@nutrien.com.au. So pretty much just...
Or they can text me or phone me, which is 041 892 3355.
I have everything planned, Em. I've got everything sorted. I don't have contacts. I don't have anything. You're rattling all these things up. I can't put any slides up. I feel a little bit...
Well, that's because we're winging it, but I will have...
Don't you? You love us winging it, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's why you can't have me on video today, because I'm winging it out in the paddock. But that's okay. That's how we roll. At least I don't have the sheep annoying me today.
No, I noticed that. It is very, very quiet there. And but you have a beautiful backdrop, unlike Mark Barton. You always outdo him on his backdrop. So I don't mind that part, Em. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that might be a bit a trick of the trade, the old the video or photographer coming out of me.
Yeah, make sure you position in the right spot and get all the messages out there.
That's it. But all the links, yeah. So Alan will be doing weekly updates as of next week. And, look, we just want to thank everybody for supporting us. The consignors has done a huge job, especially with a lot of them, inundated with floods and falling times of year and all of that, have been getting back all the information back to us with eligibilities and all their details, getting it right for the catalogue. So, yeah, it's been a big job, but everyone's pulled together and we're looking forward to a really good sales season. You
got some pressure on you too because Brad Steele's chimed in there. It's one of the most anticipated catalogues for some time, Em.
Oh, good. Oh, look, we can't thank the Sunshine Stars team enough. They've been so supportive. I've been really impressed with those guys. Can't wait to get up there. I know the boys have been up and enjoyed it and told me how great it is up there at Albion Park. But so I'll have to put the trip in up there before the sale.
I was going to be there. I'd spoken to Brad and said that I'd try and get there on the Saturday night, but unfortunately Chinchilla being washed out on the Saturday, they went to the Sunday, so I didn't get a chance to catch up with you, Brad. But we'll definitely be doing some more stuff going forward. So they're a great club. They're a forward-thinking club, and I think that's the one thing Nutrien have done, like Clinton McSwain, making people think outside that square to get the messaging out there. That's what we encourage, isn't it, Em?
Yep, absolutely. And always open to anyone, if they've got any ideas or they want to, get in touch with me directly, especially with the interactive catalogue. It's a little bit different to be on the phone compared to the desktop. There's certain functionalities, that suit different people for different how they want to see things, especially when you're filtering like by sire or by consignor or preparer. I personally prefer it on my desktop. I'm looking on my computer, and then I had a quick look on the phone today, and I was like, oh, actually, that's a really good view as well. So, if you're not sure or you want some help getting into it, give me a call. But all the links will be on our website, and if I get my act together tonight, the links will be on social media in the morning.
Very, very good. I better make sure I get them because Em will attest to this that I am hopeless. So, I will find it out. But it is one of those things we will do, Em. We will go through because it was a couple of the bigger consigners in Sydney. Once a few things were worked out to them and they were shown how it all works, they were blown away by even how interactive that becomes on sale day, which is going to be super important now with a month of sales to be able to understand how it works. And this is on your phone because you don't carry your laptop around with you or some people do, but so we will be doing a couple of how-to and understanding what happens leading into it. But we'll let everyone play around with it for a bit and go from there. But we'll make sure we do at least one how-to, probably 2 or 3. So that'll be the way it works.
Sure.
All right, Ems.
And I'm always happy to talk to anyone, talk them through it. It's if I can talk my parents through their Macintosh computers, I can talk anyone through anything, I think.
Yeah, but then you know what happens.
Listening to this, that's fine.
You know what happens then? Facebook go and change things, and that's what makes things tricky then.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, I will let you go, and we'll keep updated. Anyone has any questions and that, we'll probably do another nutrient show. We might even try and get yourself and Mark on at the same time. Once the catalogue's been out, people have had time to digest it and go through a few of the things there. Maybe in a couple of weeks, we'll work something out there, Em.
No, it sounds great. Thanks so much for your support.
No, good as gold. Thank you, Ems. I'll talk to you, and we appreciate you coming on.
Cheers, mate.
It was Em Yo there joining me but don't forget to go to the Nutrient website there, nutrienequine.com.au for all your up-to-date needs and that going on. Right, on Loose Lines, we've covered off on a fair bit of territory. We've still got a lot to go. I've got a lot of interviews. There's racing happening tonight at Shepparton, racing happening in at Melton today. Joe Pace and the crew were there, so it'd be interesting to see how much rain they actually did have there. There's also a New Zealand Cup coming up, and I'm fortunate enough that I'm going over. And I said there to Em, I ducked into Bendigo last night and caught up with a few people in at Bendigo, one of which was Jimmy O'Sullivan. He's been fortunate enough to win the New Zealand Cup once before, and I thought I'd just have a quick chat to him about it and about the prestige of the New Zealand Cup as it's coming up very, very shortly. It's about 12 days' time. I think it will be 13 days' time. It'll be New Zealand Cup time. New Zealand Cup time, and catching up with Jimmy O'Sullivan. Firstly, welcome to Campbell's Comments, and thank you for joining me. Does it bring back some great memories with the New Zealand Cup almost upon us? Yes, well, it was always a race that I wanted to win when I was a young fella, and I was fortunate enough to have a horse good enough, and we got the money, even though it was a New Zealand horse, but we'd bought him as a 2-year-old, and we always thought that we might get back with one someday. I went back a couple of times after that with, I think, Quite Famous and Motor Power, but they just never had much luck. It's a race, you've got to have a fair bit of luck in it, but with Blue, he made his own luck, so it was good, What year did he win it, Jimmy? Just throwing you under the bus? 87, I think it was. It was after the Inter-Dominion, so November. He won the Inter-Dominion in March, I think, I spoke to Karen about it, Karen Manning, of course, she's the second one, and Mick Stanley's trying to be the third now. But I spoke to Karen about it, and she said the same as you. It's a race that's always on the radar. What makes it this race? Like, we're here in Australia, we've got wall-to-wall racing, we have Inter-Dominions, derbies, you name it. What makes this just such a special race for everyone in the Southern Hemisphere? Oh, well, the Inter-Dominion is the race to win. But to all the Kiwis, like, they'd much rather win a New Zealand Cup than Inter-Dominion. It's just one of those. It's been running for 104 years, 106 years, something like that. And some great horses have won it. I can remember seeing a video of Cardigan Bay, who was probably the best horse I ever seen, and he won it off 54 yards behind, which is amazing. And it shows you how much the horses
have improved over time. I think the time he ran, or 54 yards, when I won with Blue broke the race record, and he was 15 seconds faster than Cardigan Bay, but Cardigan Bay would beat him by 15 seconds, So that's how much the times have changed, over all them years.
Karen as well, she said it's a race that for Arden Rooney and probably Blue as well, it was almost tailor-made for them. We don't have those races for these champion horses as much now, but they're just got to be so unique, don't they? They've got to be strong. They've got to be strong, fast, be able to stand. So they've got to be sensible. They're probably got to be a little bit crazy to be able to run the trip out. They've got to have every factor about them to try and be able to win the race.
Yeah, well, he was a great stayer and a good standing start horse, and I think he was the first horse. I sat midfield, if memory serves me right, and then I whipped around and sat outside the leader, and he was the first horse ever to sit outside the leader and win the cup, and they were all amazed at him doing that, but that was just the way he was, he just enjoyed it. And I think, like I said, it was the second fastest 2 mile ever run there, and it was the fastest cup at the time, so I know they've gone a lot faster since, but them days that was it,
What is it yourself, Karen, and gives you a little bit of excitement with Mick Stanley? You're all very aggressive drivers, yet you look at it, it's a 3,200 metre test. It'd nearly be whoever's the most patient, yet it seems to be, you need to have that nearly bit of aggression to put yourselves into the race to be a winning chance.
Yeah, well, the way they drive in New Zealand, it sort of really is being a bit aggressive suits, because they let you go round, a race here, if you tried to go round, like there'd be 2 or 3 want to go with you and all that sort of thing, but they tend to, because it's a long race, they tend to drive the horses very patient, and if you've got a horse that stays, it's probably a good place to be up outside them, and but that's it worked with me, and it worked with Karen. Karen, I think she led and just run them off the legs, so. The
atmosphere, how do you describe, is it as big as you've been to?
Tremendous atmosphere. When I won it, the crowd was 25, 30 deep around the parade ring, and I was favourite, so it was a popular win, but I was the only Australian in it, and first Australian for 36 years, I think, to win it or something like that, so but it was really, the atmosphere was unbelievable, and it's not a holiday there either, which is amazing, for the amount of people that are in Christchurch, and I think there was 25,000 or 26,000 there on a Tuesday, but it's a great day, and the atmosphere there is unbelievable,
The crowds, best part about the crowds aren't dwindling, if you like, in a lot of trot races and trotting meetings we have all around Australia and the world, numbers seem to be dropping, yet the New Zealand Cup just keeps growing, getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, well, I met some guys there that I'd been to about 12 of them, and I met them there. There's a group of about 20, and they used to dress all the same, and they went every year. They're from all over New Zealand, all parts of New Zealand, and they met there on that day, or that week, and it's amazing. You can buy the hats there that says I survived Cup Week, and after being there a few times with the horses, and you go here, there, everywhere, and I tell you what, never mind the horses being tough, the trainers and the drivers and the owners and all that have got to be fairly tough.
You're looking forward. Well, you're not going this year. Shannon's going across. You got to stay at home, unfortunately, which must be a little bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, I was going to go, but she's going over and she's going to do a little bit of work on the TV with Mick Guerin, so she's looking forward to it, Yeah,
no, I bet she is. I was going to ask you something. I had it, and it was there, and it was quite a good comment, but I can't remember what it was. You've had a lot of good horses over the journey. Is Blue your best?
Probably race-wise, but there was nothing between him and Quite Famous. Quite Famous won 48 races, and actually, everyone asked me which was the best one between the two, and they actually started in the Victoria Cup one year together, and that's the only time they ever clashed, and they dead eater for fifth. So there wasn't. I couldn't split him even then, But he was a great racehorse, Blue, and he won some great races, So, but there was not much difference between the two.
Jim, thanks very much for joining me. I'm looking forward to going over there. I'm going to be spending 12 days over there, and I hope the Kiwis over there realise that it is still a very, very special race, and a lot of people keep talking about it. And thank you very much for giving me a bit of time, mate.
Yeah, you'll have a great time, Paul.
All right, back here now, back live. I have got that going back live, which is always very, very good. Now, we've had a few little comments coming back there. Brad Steele, I must say well done to you, Brad, and the team at Queensland. And thoughts and best wishes from the Creek. Goes to all the floods impact, all those impacted by the floods. And then take care, Marie, from your friends in Queensland, Brad Steele. So the Queenslanders stick together, that's for sure. But it is well done and very well said. Emyo has also tagged her phone number and also her email address there. So please get in touch with those guys watching. There's plenty of people watching. I've got Joe Pace is back on. Simon Phillips is watching from South Australia. Got some interesting stuff coming up from the SA boys. I caught up with Steve Fennell. I tell you what, no Joe Pace, no room for you. Found out a funny thing there. The room is, that's a very, very big week and you've got to be getting the right bookings there. But I am looking forward to it. You should be over there, Joe, a proud New Zealander like yourself. I know you're not, but you wear the hats. We got to get him one, Em, if you're still watching the show. We got to get him one, but he does have one of these ones. So we've got to make sure we put it on there. While I got Simon Phillips on the line, I've got quite a few interviews here. Well, technically, I've only got two more interviews, and we've had a few people on. But this one's pretty important. He is a legend, Jim Kendall, and he's got another one coming out with him very, very shortly too, just in regards to the Legends Night, actually. While you've done that to me now, I will go. We've got to make sure we make people aware of this night coming up. Actually, I don't have the photo on this computer because I had it last week. Might have it there. Here it is there. So the Oxley Feed Mills Veteran Drivers Race, which will be held at Bendigo on November 4. So next Friday, those 10 people, I think it is there. Noel Shin. I'm in all sorts of trouble. I just had a very, very big mental blank of the lady's name, so someone might be able to help me out. I am so sorry, and it is not coming to me at all. Jimmy O'Sullivan, Lance Justice, Brian Gaff, Ginger Gleeson, Glenn Conroy, two mental blanks. I feel so bad there at the minute. I do apologise for both those two people, Jeff Webster and Mark Hayes. And I definitely know both the other two. But their names aren't coming to me just at the minute. We'll all be going around Legends Driving or Veterans. We're not allowed to call it Legends because HRV have their Legends, and so they only wanted one lot of Legends. We can't have the Legends driving around. They are Veterans, but they will all be partaking November 4th, Friday night at Bendigo. New bar at Bendigo, new outside decking as well. We went out there last night. They had the what do you call it? The Halloween night, massive night. Unbelievable. Great promotion. Well done to everyone, the Greyhounds and the Trots, what they do, and making people aware of it. It is a terrific night at Bendigo Harness Racing, and I'd encourage everyone to they should get there. And if you got young kids next year, make a note to be there and go from there. Lukey Stapleton is on. Lukey will be in New Zealand very, very shortly, I reckon. Anthony Fanning and quite a few other people. I've actually got to make another phone call. I might try and get another guest on. What I'm going to do, Steve Fennell. I caught up with Steve just before I went to air in relation to new rating system in South Australia, and might not sound like a lot, but it will help people to get people back to Mount Gambier, and that's what we want to do. Got to keep South Australian harness racing going. We need to as an industry. So if we can keep it going, it is better for everyone. So we're going to try and get hold of that. So I'm going to cross to me interview I did with Steve Fennell, and I'll be interested on some people's feedback once we come back. Up now with Steve Fennell from South Australia. Firstly, welcome, Steve.
Cheers for having me.
It's a what would you say? It's a pre-recorded, only just because I'm not far off going live to air anyway. You could have come on live, but you're a little bit hesitant on that one.
Yeah, I'm not real good at the old interviews. Get a bit nervous, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
Right, we're here for a bit of a good news story. In a way, it's a little bit. Look, there's parts of it that are probably still a bit tragic as far as the prize money concessions that you have to give, but some good news for South Australian harness racing in general. And some really good news for you guys there at Mount Gambier.
Yeah, yep.
You just recently, the new ratings have come in for SA, and they're going to help you guys out.
Yeah, so it's they're calling it sort of the drop back rule with your points. So it's generally for horses with less than 10 lifetime wins. So if you're a maiden in Victoria as a NR50, you can come over here and drop 10 points, so you'll be a NR40, and then so on. So if you've won one race, then you drop 9 points. If you've won two, you drop 8 points, and so on till you get to 10 wins.
Now, I've got that slide here just so people can get it. I was trying to get my head around that. So if you're a 4-year-old, a 50 rated 4-year-old who hasn't won a race in Victoria, you'll drop back to a 40, even though you're rated 50 here in Victoria.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
And so on there as to that scale. Now, there is a proper thing of this published. I've had to doctor it up a little bit so people can read it a little bit, or it's just off to the right-hand side, but it is the exact same tale that you were saying there. So basically, that will then mean that horses can get a concession coming back over. And what this is about is your Mount Gambier Cups and those races that unfortunately were affected last year badly because of the new rating systems.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, generally helps. Like if you're on your mark in Victoria with only 5 wins and you can come across here and take 5 points off, you might be able to pick up that 1 or 2 extra races that you might not in Victoria.
And the other one is that the $3,000 races are penalty free.
Yeah, we've also got the $3,000 non-penalties, which is a maiden race 2, I believe.
Yep.
So that also helps.
And it's designed to get people to come to start looking at Mount Gambier, because we want you want the guys from Western Victoria to see Mount Gambier as a place to go to again. And it works the whole thing works, doesn't it? Basically, if more people go there, more punt turns on, all of a sudden you get more TAB turnover and it's a win-win. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened this last, basically 12 months since the new rating systems come in.
Yeah, with COVID and all that, that sort of hurt us a bit. We're lucky enough to be able to join meetings with Port Pirie to help us get through those couple of years, so that was handy.
How do they work, Steve, for the club? Those dual meetings?
So we're pretty much just having 4 races each, and I'd put Pirie on first, run their 4, and then cross to the Mount and run our 4. And it was all done from New South Wales. The commentator was at.
Did you guys there like it?
Oh, it wasn't too bad. We always sort of went last, but it was good. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had any meetings, so it worked well.
You guys had good numbers though there a few times. You probably could have ran more races, couldn't you? Except for the time slot, you couldn't run them any later.
Yeah, that's right. I think they only had like about 8 races you could have, I think.
Yeah. Mount, you've recently done the track up. I was talking to Jace Finnis a little bit earlier on, and the track's been redone up, regroomed, and he's a big rap for it, Jace is.
Yep. Yeah, we just had the grader come in and pretty it all up, so surface looks good. So holding trials this Sunday, so we'll see how she goes. How
many trainers at the Mount, mate?
There's probably around 12-ish, I reckon.
Yep. How many horses?
Roughly around the 25 mark, maybe a bit more.
Yep. You've come a long way. How many do you train yourself?
I've got 7 in work at the moment.
Yeah. You're going right. You got one going to Melton, I think, on Saturday night. Saturday night, yeah. Got
Bear Mara going around in the Battle of the Claimer heats.
Yep. So that's all right. So I'll just throw that tile back up there again. Excluding 2-year-old wins is one of those things I wanted to see there. 2-year-olds turn 3, they get 10 points back as well. So it's designed around keeping the 2 and 3-year-olds in there as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It helps the younger ones as well.
Yep, which is what you want, and be able to keep more 3-year-olds. All 3-year-olds competing in by age ratings will receive not less than 5-point concession, capped at 40. So they can go back, but they can't go back any further than 40. But it's still all designed around getting the 2 and 3-year-olds over there, plus your older horses, so you can have some competitive racing. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep. Steve, before I let you go, and thank you very much for joining me, and I want to keep promoting everything that goes on over there at the Mount. Like I said, $3,000 and under. Well, $3,000 races now are penalty free, so it doesn't matter. Even if you go over there as a Victorian, you win it. You don't get any rating points when you come back to Victoria, or if you stay in South Australia as well, you say the same penalty. So that part's all in good. You had a nasty accident a little while ago. It was a bit of a bad run, I think. There was a few crashes and a few other things going on, and I got word that you you'd had yourself a nasty accident. One, is everything okay now?
Yeah, everything's good now. Yeah, that was about 9 weeks ago now, I reckon it was. Had a bit of a mix-up with an auger.
And you come out of it all right?
Yeah, I've come out good. Just a few stitches and that, a couple of surgeries, but all good now.
They're scary things, those augers, aren't they?
Yeah, they are indeed. Pretty full on, but here to tell the story.
Are you back driving the auger?
No, I don't think I'll be going back to that for quite some time.
Steve, thanks for joining me.
Just stick to the horses.
Yeah, well, the horses are more fun. Thanks for joining me on Loose Lines, mate. I really do appreciate it. Give me a bit of time. And if anyone wants any more information, get in touch with you, Simon, Jason Finesse, anyone there at the club to get some more information.
Yeah, definitely. Cheers, Paul, for having me. Appreciate it.
Just quickly, before I let you go, anyone wants to stay overnight and that, because it is a beautiful part of the world. It is a little way away, but beautiful part of the world. You guys can organise stabling and that there for them as well, can't you, if they contact the club?
Yeah, we've got plenty of boxes here at the track that people can stay the night, and horses are nice and safe, so it's good.
No, very good. Thanks, Steve.
Cheers, mate.
All right, back here now. That was Steve Fennell with some good news, I think, for South Australia, and albeit only little, but new rating system to encourage people to take horses across there, get horses involved at Mount Gambier. The $3,000 non-penalty, because I think it was last year that with the cups, the way that South Australia set up their cup system as well, which was a little bit silly, restricted a lot of horses from going over there. And then no Victorians went, which meant to bulk up a lot of those other fields. It made it very, very hard. They were blowing penalties, and for races of $3,500. So it wasn't going to work. I actually was meant to get a man on the phone. I was daydreaming, getting everything organised. Of course, with Friday night, I better get the date right because I'm actually going to be emceeing it. Hopefully Jared will realise I'm live once he comes on. But Jared Maloney, Paul,
Paul, how are you going?
Good. We are live. So I was meant to ring you just before that video finished, and I wasn't organised enough as it was. But I was just saying then with the Swan Hill Cup on this week, but there's some important information we need people to be aware of when it comes to getting there, I suppose, and getting to and from the track. You there, Jared? He's there. He was there. Are you there, Jared? Just lost Jared, unfortunately. I might go for a recall. I did have him. Something happened then. So just see how we go. Have I got you this time, mate?
Hello.
Is that better? Can you hear me, Jared? Why can't you hear me? Should be able to. Can't you hear me, mate? Looks like you can't hear me. Not sure why he can't. Everyone else has been able to. So, all right. What I can tell you is I can't do it any other way either with this new setup that I've got. But anyway, Jared was saying for people from Bendigo to head to Charlton and then across that way. And so that basically means anyone further across as well. You can't get through Kerrang. And you can't get around Kerrang. You can't get anywhere near Kerrang. So you need to avoid the Kerrang area at all. So you need to go to Charlton and then across through to Demosa. I would imagine it's easy enough to follow. And then if you are in Ballarat and those surrounds, you can't get to, you go across, I think you can't get between St Arnaud and Charlton. So you must go to St Arnaud and then across to Donald. And then across that way, and you'll be able to get there safely. Everything will be safe to go those two ways. But please don't go Echuca or any of those ways. I was talking to someone a little bit earlier, and yeah, it's impassable those directions. So please don't go that way. If Jared's watching the show, he might be able to turn around and just maybe even type in there a bit of a message on the best way for people to go. Big meeting though for the guys up at Swan Hill. They've got a big race meeting and a race card. Not sure where this is going to pop up, if it pops up at all, and it didn't pop up anywhere. I'm going to try something. Just bear with me. I think it's here, but I just need to make sure that I've got it. Nope, it is not there. So I unfortunately can't do that. I've just got to go back to that one there. and we'll go back to there and do that. For some reason, this hasn't flicked over just yet. I'll try and get this working for us while we're going. But it is a big meeting. The first race is at 6 o'clock, and the last race is at 10:30. Can't do two things at once. It always gets you into trouble. Why is that not connecting? Not sure there at all. I can't, unfortunately, can't bring that one up. I might be able to this one here might be able to do it. It looks like it's going to do it. Let's see what it does. You can only live once, so we'll live dangerously. So, not sure if I've got that on here or not. Bugger, I've got nothing on here. I'm not organised enough here for this, because I think if I go to this other screen, I won't have the audio in there. Just bear with me. If the audio cuts out, I'll be able to see it and we'll come back. Otherwise, we'll be able to at least show you the fields for Swan Hill if this does work. And it does work. Right, so we do have audio, so I apologise for that. But yeah, so if you are listening, Jared, maybe just flick through those directions in case I did get them wrong there. But okay, that's an old. Unfortunately, that's an old meeting. Why is that an old meeting? What's going on there? Oh no, sorry, that's not an old meeting. It's Friday night, not Saturday night. So they got a big meeting. As I said, the Keel Tiling Pace. I know Tony and Peter Keel have been long-term sponsors and supporters at Swan Hill for a long time. There's already a few scratchings I've noticed here as well. Some good-sized fields, which is terrific. Race 3 has been decimated. Well, it's only a small field, but a good quality field. There's horses there. Elders Pace, race number 4. Central Murray Live final. So, of course, that's a big final. Plenty of horses in there. Going to be some good betting races. The Swan Hill Mile, Peter Walsh MP. So, $14,000 race. Got a good field of horses, and they will scoot. I was there the night that Storm Inside ran around there, and he just set the track alight that year in taking out the Swan Hill Mile. So there's plenty of horses try to win that. It's great to get a good name, a good time next to your horse's name, and there'll be a few horses trying to do that for their future. And then race number 8 is the Swan Hill Pacing Cup. Already Phoenix Prince, unfortunately, is scratched out of that race, but still 7 horses. I'm sure the Torrid Saint for Julie Douglas and Jack Law will be one of the favourites there for everyone. Of course, locally owned, and will be Noel Watson will be cheering him home because he's a hard-working man on the committee as well. So he will be there. 2-year-old afterwards, which is going to be an interesting race. 2 first starters, but a few of those coming off spells, getting ready for later on, all in good camps. And then the 3-year-old paces, the last race there. And as I said, 10:35 is that last race. So there's plenty happening there. It's going to be an intriguing night of racing. Simon Phillips, you're more than welcome. Simon Phillips is, I'm going to say, the general manager at Mount Gambier Harness Racing Club. So if you've got any questions at all, contact them. They've got a Facebook page, which is Mount Gambier Harness Racing Club. Contact the club direct. You'll be able to find their phone numbers and that there as well, and get in touch with them. And as Steve Fennell said there, if you want to go there and stay, beautiful part of the world. Go there and enjoy the hospitality. It's a really, really great place to go and be. And I was fortunate enough last year to do the Cup. Not sure exactly what year, what date the Cup is. Simon, you might be able to tell me. Hopefully I might be able to do it again this year. Not sure, but we might be able to see how it is there. Michael House, good evening to you. Great to see you finally joined us. As the days get a bit longer, it gets a bit harder, but I just find this time seems to work. People know it's on, people tune in, and people watch it recorded. So yeah, it's live for people to get interactive, and that's what I want. But you can always watch it on the record. So yeah, very good to have you on, Michael House, as well as plenty of other people. Haven't actually been keeping up too much with who is watching, but I can very shortly as I get through into here. We'll just try and get as many of the people on there. They'll start coming up, some of the people. So yeah, I really do appreciate everyone getting involved. how many Kiwi bred in those races. That's what you're on to, Michael. Sorry, mate. I only half read that. Like a Wildfire and Vanquish Stride are the only two horses that are Kiwi bred in the Swan Hill Pacing Cup. So, yeah. Mildura has also been transferred to Swan Hill as well. I saw that, and the floods are really starting to hit home there as well, the heavy rains. So Kate Adard, if you follow Kate Adard on her Facebook page, there was plenty happening there for her. Cambrai is at the coffee shop, I believe so too, Michael. I don't think he'd be anywhere else. Yeah, I'm sure he gets it intravenously dripped into him, that gentleman. He loves his coffee, that's for sure. So might be past his bedtime too. You never know. Might be a bit late for him to be online, that's for sure, Michael. Looking forward to being across there too for the New Zealand very, very shortly. They change up the hats and get a few other of my sponsors out there. But yeah, very much looking forward to being in New Zealand shortly. And being a part of the New Zealand Trotting Cup. I'm not sure if you've only just joined, Michael, but I had Jimmy O'Sullivan, one of the past winners of the Trotting Cup. I think he was the first Australian trained horse to win over there. Of course, it was, yes, Michael, before you say, it was with an ex Kiwi horse. But yeah, he definitely won the first one there. So it was good to have him on. And I also did an interview with he's very cheeky tonight, Michael House. Karen Manning about winning it with Arden Rooney. It's a pretty special race in the the New Zealand Trotting Cup, so there's going to be plenty there. Reece Moore, as I said there before, he's watching, and Mildura being changed as well due to the inclement weather. I was at Bendigo last night, and I could have done quite a few interviews. I probably should have done a few extra as well, but Steeljaw was owner, dropped dead after getting the trophy. Reece Moore says hello. Michael, that's a Steeljaw was owner, dropped dead after getting the trophy. I'm not sure exactly what that means, Michael. You will possibly put a word or two in there that makes it a little bit better than that. Yeah, Reece Moore saying there, let's support Swan Hill on Tuesday. So Tuesday they're racing instead of Mildura. I think it's the infrastructure at the Mildura track, not so much the track. Joey Addard's watching, which is great. So I think it's the infrastructure around there as to what I saw on some of the notes and that the other day. So, yep, it definitely want to get behind Mildura. It's terrific for harness racing for our state and what it does do. And we need to get more people there and more people being part of that. So, yeah, well done to you, Reece. How many runners have you got, Reece? Give yourself a pump up on how many runners you might have going around on Tuesday. Haven't done a lot for too many of my sponsors. The guys at Harassed Trotters. Don't forget, I'm just trying to find, I actually put things differently. I typed them in. There's the whole list of standing at Harassed Trotters this year. Classic Connection, On Solitaire, Used to Me, and Honest Street are all frozen semen. Chilled semen, and then the rest are all frozen. On Solitaire is only available in New Zealand. Classic Connection, Used to Me, and Honest Street all here in Australia. Two of those, yeah, one Used to Me is here in Victoria, and then Classic Connection and Honest Street are both standing at Cobbity Farm, in conjunction with Cobbity Farm. So, and they've got that big race series as well that they have. So if you breed any of your horses this year, you'll be eligible for a $75,000 2-year-old. It is a 2-year-old, I'm sure it is. Yeah, 2-year-old. Trotters, Colts and Geldings final, and a $75,000 2-year-old fillies final. Breed to any of those stallions, and you'll be there. For more information, go to harassedtrotters.com.au or cobbityequine.com.au, and going forward from there. Rachel Deegan is on. Hello to you, Rach. Rach is a galloping person, so she stumbled across it by mistake. She might get a fright that I mentioned her name, but that's okay. Reece has got 10 runners going around, so yep. Hopefully you can get a winner or two, Reece. But we're not about tipping on this show, so you don't have to worry about tipping them, and can go from there. Charlton Harness Racing Club, 10 Charlton horses ahead in the Swan Hill Cup meeting. good luck to them and for a great night. We couldn't agree more. Andrea and the crew, good luck to everyone. I say good luck to everyone, but Vanquish Stride in the Cup as well. So there'll be a few people keen on that horse going around there as well. So plenty happening. There's a lot going on at Charlton. I believe the township at Charlton is going okay, which is terrific. So and we want that as well. Christy Peacock is on. I reckon Christy Peacock. I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw to my last interview. I actually caught up with Dan O'Brien. I'm not sure because this surname comes up a little bit and maybe a different person, may not be. But Danny O'Brien and the O'Brien crew, they got a double last night at Bendigo. One was a very intriguing one, and I caught up with him for a very quick chat while I was out there doing some other pre-recorded interviews. Danny O'Brien catching up now here in Bendigo after an early double, and I will say we did have an audio issue with this, so this is a take two, and it's clearly working this time. Firstly, mate, welcome to On Loose Lines.
Thank you, Paul.
Good night here at the office.
Yeah, the course are going well. Yep.
The 2-year-old, Blake Bolak, you told me how you get the name Blake. I like this. This is a grandson's name, so all the boys get a Blake. All the girls get a Gemma. Is that how it works?
Oh, no, yeah, well, probably, but now we've got Tommy and Casey as well. They're little boys as well, so they'll be fighting for that. But, the Gemma. Well, I'm Princess Gemma was named after Gemma, and I'm Sir Blake was named after Blake, and then this one come along, so Blake Bolak was his name. Kirsty and Trevor, well, they're mum and dad of Blake and Gemma.
And they got a new page, and we were saying there before, it was actually at the end, but I want people to be aware of it. So we think it's a back Bolak standardbreds is what we think it is, but it's definitely Bolak, and sort of along those lines. You were saying there before, we're going to get to Evie Beautiful in a sec, but you were saying there before that they're getting right into the breeding. That's how they come to get these horses. They're trying to really up the ante, I suppose, in the breeding barns.
Yeah, that's right. They're trying to get 10 really good broodmares, and that's why Evie Beautiful was bought for, and probably Tarifa Girl for that's in this one. They're really well bred. They've got Glenferrie Diva down there, and Illawong Bardo, and there's a couple of other ones that you'd probably know. But
so you're getting into trotters as well?
Yeah, no, just Illawong Bardo. Like she's belongs to Tony Peacock, and he asked us if we want to take a few mares while he's getting settled. So they got her. Sir Blake's mum and a couple others there.
It's exciting. It's good to see the spread, and I like my trotters. Don't worry, that's actually what I'm here is doing the interviews with some of the trotting guys. But I like young people getting on. Evie Beautiful, 2.5 years off. You think the only reason was basically she was sort of tipped out, maybe to go to as a broodmare, or maybe just dead set forgotten about.
Yeah, it seems like it. When Leroy done a deal with Justin Baker, and they bought her. I think it was for broodmare money, and that's what the whole idea was. But we worked her up and got her ready to trial, but she's so fat, so we tipped her back out again because we were pretty hard on her, trying to get the fat off her, and then tipped her out for a couple more months and brought her back in again. And she's been in a while now, but she's just getting better and better. She's pretty soft still, actually. I just felt her there before. She's pretty soft. She had a 96 heart rate when she came back, so there's still a bit of improvement in her.
Good to get one win on the board, but you'd imagine off that she'll be able to get a few more. That's for sure. She said, what'd you say, 56 here tonight? So that's good, and she's already got a 55 next to her name as well.
57, I think she went at Kilmore, I think, but she's got a 55 or 6 here tonight or whatever it was. But she'll and she's well bred. She's a lovely bred mare and nice big mare, and so she should go all right in the barn.
Blake Bolak, your 2-year-olds, you're known for being a juvenile man. You love your juveniles. What's the story with this son of Sun Beach somewhere? Oh, no, sorry, Sunshine Beach.
Sunshine Beach, yeah. He was actually, I believe, John Justice and one of his men actually owned him, and the mare and bred from it. Got sick of it, put it in an auction, the mare in foal, in the might have been the gold auction, and Trevor and Kirsty bought it, and that's the result of it.
How far will he go?
Oh, hard to say. He's lazy. He's a big dumb bugger. He can sit on the pace. Like that horse got close to him tonight, but I think if he'd seen it coming, he would have gone again. Maybe the silver or bronze.
Yeah, so you give him a little bit of hope, though.
Yeah. He goes all right, and he's dumb, and he'll get down and win 7 or 8 races, I suppose. Yeah, he's won a couple now. Yeah.
I'll let you go. You got one in this race going round. Very quickly, what you say, 10 horses in work, quite a few babies?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, really good babies this year. Real good babies. There's Act Now 3/4 Bravo down by the What is it? Down by the beachside? No,
Down by the seaside?
down by the seaside. Yeah, it goes real nice. There's some nice babies there. Nice trotters and nice paces. Yeah.
Good spread of them. Well done, mate. Good luck. Go and watch this one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, we are back, and you can see there that Michael House has put one on. Just going to scroll back for 1 second. Need that off there. Got to go down a bit to there. Dean Woods, does anyone know if there was a photographer at Swan Hill meeting on the 18th? Unfortunately, due to the floods, Dean, there was no one there. I rang Jared just then as that video was playing, and unfortunately they couldn't get anyone at the last minute, so they weren't able to get through with the floodwaters. So apologies for that, but yeah, no one there on Tuesday the 18th. So unfortunately, no photography, no photos, which is unfortunate for everyone involved. And then Michael House has come back. His phone died. Steel Jaw would have been the first Aussie trained and owner winning the New Zealand Cup. That was in 1983. My Lightning Blue was in 87. And then he goes, check it out. I pay for dinner for every Aussie in New Zealand on Cup Day if I'm wrong. So he's very, very confident of doing that, which would be interesting. I'd be very interested, Michael. I'm not going to doubt you in any way. I actually think you could be right. But Adam Hamilton wrote a big article about Rock and Roll Do looking to become the third horse to actually do that after My Lightning Blue and Arden Rooney, of course, who won it in 2015. So, yeah, he may have not realised Steel Jaw was there himself. So thank you for that, Michael. I'm reasonably confident if you said you're going to put your hand in your pocket that you'll be right. So, yep, I do appreciate the interaction and the feedback and that. And I'm looking forward to it. Cambrai wants me to go live. I think just about every night we're going to be there, which won't happen, but we will be doing a lot of live crosses. Kaikoura on the Monday. I will be at Redwood. I'm going to leave Michael House's comment there, and I can't get into trouble. I'll be Redwood Day Sunday, and then I'm going to be on the Big Bird and be at Kaikoura on Monday. And when I get there, we will be going either go live or we'll catch a couple of recorded interviews afterwards from Kaikoura. Really, really looking forward to it. Sounds like a special place. Every person I've spoken to who's been there just love it. They think it's brilliant. Kez said it's just something so different. I remember Grant telling me you drive through the tunnel and it's just like, wow. So, yeah, really excited about being there. And there is plenty going on for the rest of the week. I think I'll be going about 7 or 8 meetings. There's also trial day. I think they call it something else. One of my Kiwi friends will tell me, but they call it something else where they trial all the horses. I think that's on the Saturday prior to the Cup, and then of course Cup Day, and then Show Day on the Friday. So lots and lots going on there in New Zealand, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm rapt to be asked to go across there, I suppose, and showcase it. So yeah. Very, very keen and excited. So, what else have I got going on here? We've got the Trump. We've got the Queenslanders that have been on, and don't forget the Trump $50,000 2-year-old trot, 2-year-old pace. Breed to any of those horses there. You can go from there. The Silver for the SA guys, March 26 is their sale, and that is going on. So make sure you get in touch. I think it's still open, not 100% sure. And conditions apply. I'm just seeing to see who you contact, but it's not on that one there, so I can't help you with that one, unfortunately. So I do apologise for that. But like looking after all the states, and yeah, as you said, the guys from the creek, they go make sure smart marketing that orange hat, especially when I put it on the back wall. I'll have to keep moving them around though. Got the guys from Tas Racing too. They look after me. Brecken Farms, Todd Racing, Circle 8 Bulls. I've got another camp draft one coming too. So happy to have a discussion about the camp drafts too and how they work, how big they are getting. In our industry, we are so worried and I suppose stagnant, if you like. And you watch, I go there to Chinchilla. The Condamine Bell was a week before. Unfortunately for everyone there, the Warwick Gold Cup didn't go ahead, but it was on as well the week after. And they're just massive. They're massive shows, and they're so big. The feedback, I did quite a few videos there on the day, but 220,000 people within the week had viewed the videos that were on there. And it's not quality from Paul Campbell. What I'm saying is that it's such a huge audience. We do something like that for the harness racing industry. We'd be lucky if we get 20,000 people. We got 220,000 people getting involved, and I think we've got to really look at what we do as an industry. The new handicapping has come in. I've reached out to HRA and was waiting for some feedback. I was told I'd get an interview. Haven't heard back, so I don't know what that means, whether I will or won't be getting back, but we'll wait and see going from there. Charlton has a newly established camp drafting club, and they are flying. It's the fastest growing equine sport in Australia. I think in the southern hemisphere, camp drafting, we got to look at it as an industry that is not going forward, just plateau. We need to look at it. We need to look at what these guys do and how they run it and what they're able to achieve, and really change up how we do things. So and you see the trucks. You're in Charlton when it's on, and you see the vehicles that start coming into there. There was half a dozen Victorians, might have been more Victorians at Chinchilla, and they just drive home when it gets flooded out. It was just phenomenal. So caught up with the Boltons up there. They're from Gippsland of all places, and they go all the way to Chinchilla. And the best part about it is Peter and Ken Bolton. They were there competing, and actually he had a grandson as well, Ken did, but he's 73 years old. He's won the Grand Flag of the Clock twice, and he was competing again this year, Ken, and he was running second until the final round, and I don't think he got the beast around, unfortunately for him. Pretty sure he didn't, actually. And he walked past us, and just with his wry little grin, he goes, well, I'll see you next year. 73 years old, loves doing it, still partaking in it, and it's not a hobby. Anyone turns around and says, oh, it's a great hobby. It's not a hobby for these guys. It is big business, and it is getting bigger and bigger. And as I say, we are going backwards. I've been lucky enough to find it, I suppose, through Nutrien. And I'm telling you, people need to go there and start watching and realising how big some of these sports are really, really getting. The Inter-Dominion, case in point, we need to get this back up to where it is going. And the latest rankings are out. Bonsell Benjamin's still there on top, but there's quite a few horses that have dropped away now. But we still need to promote this race. We need to do it differently. We've done it the same way for years, and it's failing. We need to get out there and do it a little bit differently and try and get the message out there somehow, some way, but we need to make sure we can get it out there and go from there. Unfortunately for the trotters as well, they've been decimated by a few horses pulling out and going sore. Fred Cruz, I shouldn't giggle, I didn't mean that, Fred. Olivici and Mari Law both pulling out from the second round in noms. So a little bit of a shock there, I'm sure, for Fred. So, but the Trotters series, I'm definitely looking forward to. I will say the Talking Trotters show will be back tomorrow night. There's plenty going on there. We've got Redwood on this weekend as well. And that, I'll tell you what, I'm in trouble because I didn't remember. People send me messages at the wrong time of the day or the wrong time when I'm doing stuff. And the VSTA, now I'm pretty sure I've got it. I know I've got it here somewhere. We will get it. There it is there. VicTrotters.com. Don't forget they've got their big stallion raffle. So mega stallion raffle 10. I apologise for reading this way. Can't do it any other way. Could possibly do that. Would it make it any better? Probably not. Mega Stallion Raffle, 10 brilliant stands drawn on Redwood Day. First drawn, first pick, and so on. Bacardi Lindy, Danny Boucher, Great Success, Sky Valley, Sundon's Courage, King Van Avenger, Peak, 10 No Trump, and Zenith Stride. So tickets, $20 each or 10 for 100. So $20 each or 10 for 100. Then they also have the Honor Street $50 ticket raffle. Now, I think most of those tickets were nearly gone. $50, 100 tickets. Honor Street stands for $4,950. So you get a chance of getting him at the bargain basement price going on there. Total of $21,000 worth in stay-in services. Well, memberships and tickets to both raffles will be available on Friday and Sunday at the Redwood Day. This, is, of course, is Redwood Carnival, which is this Sunday. Huge all trotting day. VSCA are having a free barbecue on Friday and Sunday in conjunction with Yabby Dam Farms. 5% off any stay-in sold over the Redwood Carnival will go directly to the VSTA. Okay, so 5% of any stay-in services, I would imagine, sold through the Redwood Carnival will go directly to the VSTA. The VSTA have a hospitality area overlooking the parade ring on Redwood Day for paid members. Membership is $30 for the year from the first for this year till the 1st of the 1st, 2023. Membership entitles you to entry to the hospitality area on Redwood, bonuses, voting rights at annual meetings, newsletters, as well as supporting the VSTA and their endeavours to drive trotting further. Membership for next year are also available. VSTA major sponsors are Randvet, JC Milton, Garrards, Melton Saddlery, Down Under Sulky Company, and Fred and Elizabeth Cruz. So make sure you get involved with the VSTA. Go to that website to become a member if you're not a member. And don't forget those 2 raffles, $50 for Honor Street, who stands for $5,000, one of 10 tickets, and then 10 stay-ins, which are Bacardi Lindy, Danny Boucher, Great Success, Sky Valley, Sundance Courage, Kinvat Avenger, Peak, 10 No Trump, Zen of Stride. Tickets $20 or 10 for $10. Apologise for doing it that way, but unfortunately I forgot to do that title. As I said, if people want me to put stuff up on here, emails are the best. Paul at Campbell's Comments is the best way to do it. If you email me those, and then I can check it out that way, or remind me on the Wednesday, the day that I'm going live, because I forget that one was sent to me on a Saturday morning. So I was busy at the camp draft, so it's a little bit hard to put things up at that time. And remember, they're there. So I want to grow this page, want to grow it, want people to use it. I'm glad that clubs like Swan Hill, Charlton, Horsham, and a few of these other clubs are getting behind it. Wagga Harness Racing Club as well. So I really do appreciate it, and the guys in New Zealand are using it as well. So I do enjoy everyone's getting involved and helping me grow this show and grow harness racing, showcase it to people in a different light. A lot of the camp drafters watched On Loose Lines last week because they were wondering where I went to, so they tuned in, albeit only for a fleeting second, but hopefully we can get people involved in the industry. Horseland Bendigo have got a flood relief coming out. It is actually out, but it's a public holiday here in Victoria, so unfortunately didn't get to catch up with Kylie, but I will be in the next few days, so make sure stay tuned for that. Hello to you, Glenn West, as always. Great to have you on. The Lower Long Farms stay-in bonus breed to Pastor Stephen, Raging Bull, Yankee Rockstar, Poster Boy, or Lather Up, and you're entitled, if you can win the Vic Bred in 2026, with your resulted progeny from Pastor Stephen, Raging Bull, Yankee Rockstar, Poster Boy, and Lather Up, $100,000 bonus. No more to pay, no more said. That's it. You breed to those boys, that's as far as it goes. So it's a great initiative. And of course, Lather Up, or Sudsy as he is more affectionately known, stands at Woodlands Stud, and happy to say we have a positive test to one of those here already going. Don't forget, Woodlands Stud is celebrating 30 years of breeding world class this year, and I will be over there for the New Zealand Cup, and I will be back to catch up with Betters Delight. So looking forward to doing that. That'll be a bit later on this year. I'll be heading back over there when I get the chance to. Safety specialists, don't forget Daz Aiken and the crew with all their apparel and all the rest. Get in touch with Daz on 0400 309 902 for all of your apparel, from clothing, decking it out, sponsorships, everything from that, from yearling sales. There's plenty there. You can get in touch. As I said, Daz Aiken on 0400 309 902. Kelly has had 2 winners in the last couple of weeks. I think they were last week when I did last week's show, but well done to Kel as well, regular contributors. Those does all of mine. If you watch the Chinchilla camp draft, you would have seen the Campbell's comments and that bright sea, beautiful embroidery, and I must say well done to him, and really stood out. I really appreciate it, and it gets the branding out there for me. Barristock, great supporters of Campbell's comments. Don't forget to go to the favourite files. Go favouritefiles.com.au with the S on the end, so favouritefiles.com.au for the chance to win $3,000. Saw a couple of those horses just the other day, and they were terrific. Joanne Justice is on there as well. Good to see you on, Joe. And Pete Ramirio. Hello to you, Pete. Getting a bit earlier and a bit harder to get there for you. So great to have you on there. Nadine Peters. Hello to you, Nadine. And go from there. Campbell's Comments. You want to keep up with everything, go to campbellscomments.com is my website. A lot of the streams that I do that don't go on the Facebook and YouTube will always be accessible there. I can have that going for most of the live streams I do. So if you know I'm doing one, you can go there and get a little bit cheeky and do that. So most of the other stuff I've done, must say the Derby, we will get to that actually. I'll quickly go through a few of these other fields as we can. I might quickly go to there and we'll go here and that one. And yeah, it must be boring for people watching what I do, but that is Swan Hill, as I said. So big meeting at Swan Hill. First race at 6, last race at 10:30. That is this is coming Friday night. I will do some form. I'm actually emceeing, so I don't think there's any Trots Vision coverage from there, but I will be the on-track MC for the day. Lukey Ralph is on. Hello to you, Lukey. Great Ararat man. Great trotting man. He likes all of those. We go to the Maryborough meeting on the Sunday and just go through these fields very, very quickly, but it's a terrific carnival of horses. Everyone loves their trotters. So they've got the Rob and Brenda Thompson 2-year-old Vicbred trot. First race is at 10 minutes to 1, so a bit of a late start there. But they've got 8 2-year-old trotters going around. This, of course, is an all-trotting day. Another field of 8, the John Asprey Memorial is race number 2 on the card there. Chris Langdon, it was a great story. Rebecca Morrissey, hello to you, Beck. Had a winner again, Wish Upon a Dream at Horsham the other day. So congratulations and well done to you, Beck. Good to see that. Jackie Barker in the saddle. 3-year-old maiden trot going around. Isn't that a great name for a horse? Herbert. Well, that is a terrific name. I was going to say something, but I won't. There was a Herbert. I don't think he was a Redwood, though. Someone else will correct me there. Quite a few first starters. Craig Demler there with Chasing Calder, and Tubbs now slim for Brett Lilly and Chris Alford there. The Black Horse Naturals, we sponsored that race last year. Great to see them back sponsoring that. That's a final for the races. Horses race on Sunday. Juanita Breen, Deborah Wicks-Moss was that lady too. Thank you very much. Juanita was watching the show and sent me a message. I don't get my text messages come up on my screen. I've got my phone, so it doesn't happen. But yeah, Visionary, Greg Sugars is having a terrific run, as is Jess Tubbs. But going around there in the Messenger, good field of mares, up-and-comers to some really established ones. Tipsy Turvy, Kai Valley, Honey Bunny, Illawong, Moonbeam, Visionary, Golden Sunset, Swiss Miss, Copacabana, Sangriel, Ki Yangzina, Royal Charlotte, and Queen Invasion, all going around in what is a terrific race and a good race, still continuing on there. Then we have the Redwood Classic, and it's a great field. I said to Greg Sugars, Cognati winning the other day probably made sure he got into the race. It's unbelievable. Eh? You've got to have 2 wins now just about to get you into the race. Uptown Lad, Susan is her name, Triumph Stride, Lardy's Son, Rockin' With Attitude, Mari Franklin, which is owned by Fred Cruz, First Emergency, The Locomotive, Valerie Lane, Cognati, My Personal Jet, SK Hollywood, What's Up Party Time, and Miss Francine, all going around there. Going to be a ripping race. So look forward to seeing that. That's at 3:40. Peter Egan Electrical Trotters Free for All, another great field of your Inter-Dominion class trotters. Travel Bugs there with Ryan Sanderson, the guys from Charlton are on. So Jason McNulty, who's got him going around. Adele for Karen Manning hasn't been on the scene for a little while, but she was in terrific form. And then one of the real big races of the night, the day, 10 minutes to 5, Honor Street, Harasta Trotters, Victorian Trotters Derby, and it has got a ripping field of trotters going around. I was talking to Greg Sugars and he gave a little tease. I'd say I know roughly where it is. Joe Pace was on earlier. Harry Stamper took out the heat of the Trotters Derby the other day, so well done to you. Anthony Butt, but didn't get a very nice draw at all, Joe, if you are still watching. They really cruelled you there with the draw. More Wanted, Kai Valley Piero, Crovash Dior, Jungle Eyes for Stephen Lee down from New South Wales, Tyro Stride, Kimore Safi for Michelle Phillips, having its second start as a trainer, so well done to her. Wouldn't that be a story? She won it. RC Phoenix, Chris Finozio, Ebony's Avenger, You Know I'll Be Late, Courage Stride, Haughty Cam, my great mate Daniel Hibbard's Hephaestus Phoenix, I can't believe that name. Anthony Crosland takes the reins there, and Harry Stamper for Joe Addard. Really, really good field of really up-and-coming trotters. A lot of Group 1 performers there. Going to be exciting. You Know I'll Be Late from Queensland, down from Chantel Turbin and Peter McMullen as well. So very, very good field. Great to see the bracelets back on this day. They used to put it on the Friday, but it's there. Wish Upon a Dream. Rebecca Morrissey. Mick Bellman's back on. I'd have left Jackie on, but that's okay. That's just my opinion. Beck, you could do what you like. I'm sure I'll get a bite back from that. And Chris Finozio has a couple of theirs. Be My Stars now in Chris Finozio's stable. So it's interesting, of course, with Nathan Purden going back to New Zealand. So Chris Finozio, nice trotter if you can sort it out. Stop it if you can pace beautifully bred. It's a half to Follow the Stars by Captain Treacherous, actually. So from memory. John Slack Memorial, 6:20 is the last. The Al Simons Memorial. Lisa Miles will be there. I'm sure presenting the rug. She's actually got a runner. She can't. She has won it once before, I think, too. So she'll be looking to do the same thing going forward. So big night of big day of racing there at Maryborough. Plenty of others to talk about. Some great results over the week. But yeah, it's a pretty quiet night on the comments. Most people, I think, are going very, very quietly though. But if there's any other, I suppose, talkback or feedback that people want to get, by all means, I look forward to bringing you the show from New Zealand next week. Part of Harness Racing New Zealand I've been fortunate enough. They've asked me to go across there and get involved. So I'm really excited about that. But also my great sponsors, NZB Standardbreds, Woodlands, and also Harassa Trotters have a huge footprint in there for the harness racing world. And look forward to catching up with Michael House. Might have to get him on. Might have to try and get him on live, which will be a lot of fun. Could be random. Might have to have the bleeper button ready to go. But yeah, definitely a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much to everyone that's got involved in the show. I'm pretty sure I've got everything out. Marie Newberry joined me at the start of the night to talk about the floods. MEO came on with harness racing, going from there. Yes, I do, Lukey Ralph, but you'll have to pay your own way. But if you want to do that, mate, by all means, get across there. So it's going to be a lot of fun going there. Luke just asking if I needed a help here in New Zealand. There is a large Australian contingent going across. Charlton Harness Racing Club are going to be there. Someone else was telling me the other day, I forget who that was. It's going to be a massive amount of Australians over there. So it's very, very exciting for everyone involved to be across there. A lot of fun without the COVID. So really looking forward. I don't think they had a crowd last year, or they might have been limited to 4,000 people. So, yeah. And of course, Rock and Roll Do, flying the flag for Australia with Mick Stanley. All right. That's a wrap for this week's show. I do really appreciate everyone for getting involved and growing it. I think I'm going to have Talking Trotting tomorrow night. I may even go live onto Facebook at the same time where we just talk to trotters and go from there. Timmy White's back on. Might have been outside. No, it'd be dark by now in New Zealand. So anyway, good to see you back on there, Timmy, Aaron Kane and the crew. So thanks to everyone for joining. A little bit random show tonight, but yeah, good to get out at Bendigo. Had a bit on with the camp drafters last week, so I probably missed some good stories and going through, but I appreciate everyone getting involved and being a part of it. And we'll be back next Wednesday live from New Zealand. Time could be a bit interesting because it's 8 o'clock over there, so it'll just depend on what's going on that Wednesday night. Might do it live from my motel room, I suppose, if I'm there, and we can go live at 8 and no one's any different. So I'll keep you posted on what time it's going to be there, but we will definitely be live next Wednesday night from New Zealand. So thanks to everyone. See you next week.